You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And, of course, as always, slap the ever-loving hell out of that like button. Okay, let's do Deshaun Watson, because a lot has come out involving Deshaun today, most notably from Roger Goodell, because he has taken the idea of putting Deshaun Watson on the commissioner exempt list off the table. It's removed from the table. However, what's not removed is him getting an unpaid suspension, a proper suspension. And we do get a little insight. I heard this the other day. But essentially the Dolphins were told that he was going to probably be getting something like 6 games had they traded for him. And we have a prominent NFL owner who is not happy with this contract that the Browns gave Deshaun Watson. Look, it reeks of desperation by the Cleveland Browns. And, of course, we're going to call out Watson for something we forgot about. And a lot of people didn't forget about it, but it's something we haven't talked about a lot. Remember that whole I wanted out of Houston thing because of he wanted a black head coach? Remember that? They hired David Culley. He still didn't want to play. Lovie Smith didn't want him, by the way. And now he's playing for a white head coach. What happened, Deshaun? Kevin Stefanski is a white dude. He pushed himself out of Houston on the narrative that he wanted to play for nothing but a black coach. It's fair we bring that up again. We haven't brought that up in a while, and it's fair that we talk about that because that's still a thing. Okay? It still shows this guy's character. Reassessing the NFL's options, this is Florio, for Deshaun Watson if paid leave is off the table. Some in the league office believed that Commissioner Roger Goodell would not allow Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson to play with 22 civil actions pending. Goodell's remarks from Tuesday seemingly take the possibility of paid leave until cases are resolved off the table. Quote, if criminal cases had proceeded, that more than likely would have triggered the commissioner exempt list, Goodell said. Quote, I think at this point, the civil case in of itself would not do that. If there's a violation of the personal conduct policy, that may trigger something, but that more than likely triggers some kind of discipline. There was and still may be a belief among some at 345 Park Avenue that the commissioner would not and should not let Watson play with 22 pending civil cases, and that he would or should be placed on the paid leave until litigation ends. After that, then he would get a proper unpaid suspension. So what will happen if paid leave won't happen? The NFL would suspend Watson now if it believes there's enough evidence to justify finding of a violation and be done with it. It also can impose a suspension and can leave the door open for further action based on the manner in which the cases are resolved. Or the league can wait until the case is in before taking any action. Here's the problem with that. This thing's getting pretty public as far as outrage around it. Of course, a Cleveland Indians legend, Jim Thome, said him and his wife were out on Cleveland Browns tickets because they signed this guy. We found out that the women's crisis centers have had a massive rise in donations, including donations coming in titled $22 for 22 women. The outrage is real up in Cleveland right now. A lot of Browns fans don't want to accept that, but it is a thing. Last year, when the Dolphins were interested in trading for Watson, but hinged a trade on the cases being settled, the Dolphins believed that 22 case settlements would have led to a 6-game suspension. So, if he would have settled, or if he does settle, the belief is he will get 6 games, okay? Because settling, in a lot of ways, is a unwritten acknowledgement behind the scenes of some kind of guilt, okay? Now, Some would argue that. That's fine. I that's what I believe, and that's what I've heard lawyers say about this case. If he resolves it, it's kind of acknowledging that something went down, okay? The range between 6 and 8 games has generally been discussed by many in the league. The total number of cases against Watson hit 22. How about you suspend him for 22 games? There's also a chance that evidence emerging from pending lawsuits over the next few months could change Goodell's mind on whether or not to use paid leave. See, he could put him on paid leave and then suspend him after the fact. It seems more likely, based on Tuesday's comments, in lieu of suspending him with pay, Goodell would just suspend him without pay. Okay, so he could actually do both. And in case you're wondering, there is precedent. Roethlisberger got 6 games. It was reduced to 4. Ezekiel Elliott got 6 games, and that was domestic violence for him. Now comes the other thing that we have talked about some. We talked about the fact that there would be some outrage over this contract. Word has it, there's some outrage behind the scenes at the NFL because of the way the contract is set up, seemingly protecting Watson from losing a lot of money in a fully guaranteed contract, and the league's not happy about it. Well, there's the owners that are not happy about it, and let's get to that right now. Steve Bisciotti, he is the owner of the Ravens. He's not happy. He's pissed. He's pissed. And he actually let it be known that you gave this guy, $230 million. Now, what they did was, look at how many good quarterbacks are in the league right now that have absolutely no personal troubles whatsoever, including a quarterback he's got on his roster who's a guy of high character on and off the field, who you're staring at giving a massive contract to, and that's Lamar Jackson. Deshaun Watson's guaranteed contract will make other negotiations harder. We noted yesterday that other owners are surely not happy with Browns owner Jimmy Haslam's decision to give Deshaun Watson a big raise and fully guaranteed contract. Now one owner has confirmed that. Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti said today that the Browns' decision to give Watson that 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed contract is not a positive development from Bisciotti's perspective. Quote, I don't know that he should have been the first guy to get a fully guaranteed contract. To me, that's something that is groundbreaking, and it'll make negotiations harder with others. It's easy to see why other franchise quarterbacks will be salivating at the idea of going to their teams and demanding a contract as good as Watson's, and why other owners will be loath to go along with the precedent set by Haslam and the Browns. For Watson, and this is the key, guys, for Watson to be rewarded with such a lucrative contract after refusing to play a year and being accused of misconduct by 22 women is certainly a bad look for the NFL. But now the Browns have shown what a franchise quarterback is worth, even a franchise quarterback with those kind of red flags. And look, I will never, ever back off the fact that a quarterback should be a CEO of the team on and off the field. A quarterback should never have anything like this on the table. He just shouldn't. He's got to be able to lead the franchise, be the face of the franchise, and you can't have these sort of things hanging over you. In my opinion, I would have never traded for the guy. I wouldn't. He'd have been, as they say, when you get ready for the NFL draft and guys have character issues, he would have been off my board. Off my board, plain and simple. I won't back off of that. I'm sorry, I'd rather have Derek Carr. Kirk Cousins. I'm just keeping it real. Lamar Jackson, any day of the week. Any day of the week, I'd rather have Lamar Jackson. Why? His character's much better. And he can play quarterback, okay? That's a thing. That's absolutely a thing. Russell Wilson, there you go, So, look, the Ravens owner's mad. Okay, because not only are all these quarterbacks looking to get paid, but they're all going to want to get paid more than Deshaun Watson. And the Browns owner, for whatever reason, gave this guy a $230 million guaranteed contract. And word has it, the reason he did, remember, he took the Browns off the table. So Haslam had to pay up for a guy with 22 lawsuits, paid up to convince him to come to Cleveland. Whatever reservations you had about Baker Mayfield, I'd have kept him at $18 million and took my chances next year and found a quarterback somewhere else if I really didn't want to proceed with Baker. And now all these owners are facing this. Ridiculous. It's embarrassing what was done here. It is. And I think the NFL does know that. And the media is not covering it. Come on. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.